obviously fake పెడుతున్నారు. సో వచ్చి సజెషన్స్ అడుగుతున్నారు. We know it's wrong, but as a church elders ఎప్పుడైనా కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయాలి అంటే, so how to handle those situations especially? We know that is wrong, but we need to support them.
On camera.
Are you addressing it to any of us? So I'll tell you this much. My wife Prafula worked in an IT consulting shop, and as part of her job, she would do contract negotiations, and when a resume goes, and she was very disturbed by the number of lies that she would have to. So anytime there was that conversation around resume, experience and all that, she would pull in her boss and say, I'm not able to lie to this person. And her boss would say, "Arey, common hai, this is very common in this business, you have to do." So long story short, after a while she decided that this is not working out for me, I'll find something else. Every time she wanted to quit, the boss would say, "Nahi, please ruko. You have a very nice personality of." So she managed for many years. But finally she came to a point where this lying was getting too much, or always trying to depend on others to do the plan. She didn't like it. So by faith she quit. Today she is a high school biology teacher, and she's so happy that she's found her life's mission. These small tactical, some of it is deception, cheating, tactics, whatever, are things that are being done, but at some point, is it defining your faith? Can you stop and say, if I don't lie? When I was working in an advertising agency, we used to have back in the day phones, right? People would say, "Arey, tell him I'm not here." "Arey, how can I tell him you're not here? You're right next to me, I can't lie." Then what I used to tell him is, "Okay, you go and stand outside the door, I'll say he's not here." So I would make sometimes even my bosses to stand outside the door so I can say he's not here. So people, these are actually the tests for integrity. Are you willing to trust God to take you through this situation? If you are willing to say, "I'm a fresher." I mean, how can you have 5 years of experience if you graduated 3 years ago? Common sense in a recruiter, he can put 2 and 2 together, right? Or 7 years of work experience in cybersecurity, when cybersecurity is 7 years ago and you've not even graduated, right? So things like that, you have to have the ability, and that's where your subject matter expertise, your certification, some of these come into play. Are you so good at your job that you can still tell the truth and trust God to get you the breakthrough? That to me is a question. God is really interested in our details of our life. If He brought you this far, won't He get you the right job at the right time? Right? If among all the millions of children who line up outside Hyderabad US consulate, you got picked, you came here, you studied, He's got you every step of the way. Won't He take care? So that's where I think your faith also comes into play, right? To encourage children to think big, encourage children not to sell Jesus for 30 silver pencils like Judas did. And even if you get the job, you will not have the joy because you faked that experience. And then again you'll have to go into all those Reddit sites and ask friends, "Arey, I am Jairam Aku, what's happening?" Why all those? Develop expertise, fight your battles on the strength of the Lord. That is my encouragement. Make sense?
Yeah.
Let me make it clear. He said no.
Yeah.
With that said, I mean, think really. As a principal, obviously we can't do that. And the second, if somebody put 5 years experience, when I interview them as an employer, you get caught because you don't have 5 years experience. And I would rather you learn the skills even though you didn't have experience. confidently say when you go for an interview, though I do not have experience, but given the opportunity, I can prove myself and I will learn, I will do whatever it takes to do the 3 years experience guy's job or girl's job. So I think Bible affirms that we should be truthful and our integrity, who we represent, and at the same time reminder, David said, I've been young and old. I've never seen his children begging for bread. So God is faithful. I can tell example where we stand for truth. God will somehow open the door, and that's the legacy of faith we have and the faith heroes we have, and it is scriptural. So again, you rather struggle now when you're young, 2-3 years. And I was telling an example, what if you have a family, you have 2 children, and you have a house to pay the mortgage, you lose job. You can at least adjust somewhere and get by. So you rather struggle now and let God open the door and prove yourself. But that does not mean you sit lazy and not do anything. Continue to spend that time and learn the skills and improve, and so much opportunities there to do that. So I encourage you